everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Now today we are going to be doing a little bit of coin hunting. Normally it would be myself and Mrs. Backyard Bullion who would be going through this big bag of constitutional 90% silver which we got from the European Mint. Unfortunately, just simply because of schedules this last week, Mrs. Backyard Bullion has not been able to join us to film this, but she's happy for us to go ahead and film one of these little coin hunts without her. And we have now got some very cool coin albums which have come all the way from the USA. I mean, I'm a stickler for a deal and getting the best price, and in the UK these coin albums were ridiculously expensive. So I managed to find some on eBay in America, and with the help of LR103 we managed to pick these up at a pretty decent price, and he sent them over. So a huge thank you to him. We've got a few holes in the collection that we want to try and fill today, and we've got some more here from the earlier years as well. Obviously there's more holes on the earlier years side. We'll see if we can come up with them. But I thought that was a kind of cool thing to kind of collect and have and enjoy, because I've always loved the constitutional silver. It's always been one of the most favourite coins that I've had just lying around, and now we've got 10 kilos of the stuff here. So we're going to talk as well a little bit about that today, and about whether or not that was even kind of a good buy, and just have a little bit of fun and ramblings over this kind of constitutional stuff and what maybe we're planning to do with it in the long run. Now, as we have been doing, these last, gosh, I don't know what kilos we're up to now, but basically we do a kilo at a time, and then we just sort of see what we've got in the bag. There's a mix and a range of things from well, basically from dimes all the way up to even $half, Walking Liberties. In fact, I just saw a Walking Liberty land in the box there, so I know we've got a good one here. And yeah, we'll just have a bit of fun going through it and see what we can find. Look at that, kilo exactly. Mrs. Backyard Bullion would be very happy that we managed to hit that on the head. So, I mean, here's an example of what we've been finding that's very cool. We've got some of the Walking Liberty $half in this tube, we've got the Benjis in there, we've got the JFK $half in there, we've got some Standing Liberty quarters and Mercury dimes. Love my Mercury dimes. Then we've also got a big box here of all of the regular dimes. And then I've got a couple of other boxes with some really interesting stuff. We have managed to find 4 barber dimes, if you can see them there in that box. And I've also put a couple of quarters out here, which I wasn't sure about. This one looks really shiny, and I wasn't sure if that was an old proof or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's to look at right at the end. So we're getting some cool stuff out of these well, kilos that we're going through. Now, I do want to also put my usual kind of disclaimer out here to say that we purchase all of these from the European Mint. If you don't know them, they're a fantastic dealer. I don't actually know if they've still got these listed on their website, but you can buy, I mean, you certainly could when we bought this, you can buy them by the kilo, and they're a really good deal. We're not sponsored by the European Mint to make these videos or promote them or anything like that. It's just something that we thought would be a cool way to invest in silver and also have a bit of fun along the way. So we're going to go through this as best we can. We've got all of the $half there. We'll have a look at those in a minute. And let's just go through and get all of the quarters out. So we had obviously a certain amount of money put aside that we wanted to put into silver. And one of the other, I mean, it was nice to be able to get all of this to make videos here for YouTube. That wasn't the sole reason why we bought all of this 10 kilos worth of silver, because at the end of the day that was an awful lot of money to kind of lay down into this. It wasn't done for YouTube, it was done for us as an investment for the future, and we wanted to have a bit of an array of our kind of silver. A lot of what we have, or had I should say before this, was all 999 pure bullion, and a lot of it was actually larger denomination stuff. So I'm a big fan of like the Queen's Beast coins, the 10-ounce coins and things like that. And we've got a fair amount locked up in sort of pure silver and in larger forms as well. And I just felt that that's fine, and that's great for some people, but it would be good to have a bit of diversity. There's a lot of benefits for having things like this, which are just fractional pieces of silver at really low prices. And I remember back when I was starting to sort of collect silver and buy silver as an investment, it was always really expensive to buy the fractional stuff. I'd always look and I'd see like the 1 gram, snap bars and things like that. You have to excuse my email notification in the background there. So yeah, there was always like huge premiums on fractional stuff. So to be able to get all of this at what is essentially a pretty close to spot price relative to what you could buy in 999 bullion form was very, very good for us, and we decided to get it. And then of course we can make some lovely videos here on YouTube for you as well. Right, so now we've got all of that done, let's just try and go through this and get all of the mercury dimes out. What it does raise, though, is an interesting question about what we're going to do with all of this silver, because arguably one of the best things about some of the 999 pure stuff that's out there, like the Queen Speed series, is that they rise in premiums quite significantly, and that's very, very good. You can potentially trade up for even more value in the long run, which is of course one of the benefits of pure silver, whereas all of this stuff really is just going to be, so some of them might be a little collectible, like where are they, the old Barber dimes in here. They'll be certainly worth more, considerably more than their weight in silver and the price that we paid for them when you sort of aggregate it out across the board here. So from that perspective there's some wins there. The mercury dimes as well, they'll be worth obviously more individually than the regular dimes will be, but again it's about how do you go about selling them and releasing some of the potential profit that's there. For me, I really love the mercury dimes, they're fantastic, and I really want to kind of keep hold of them, but there's an argument to be had. Well, if you've got all of these other regular little dimes here which are perfect for that kind of fractional piece of investment that you want, then why not sell all of your mercuries and all of your $half and fancy ones like that to trade up and get some extra silver, or to get some other things in there. So I guess it comes down to each individual circumstance about what you want to do with your investments, with your silver. For us, it's very much we're going to enjoy this while we've got it, and then potentially when the time comes to sell it, we're in a better position, I would say, than most, and in that we've got obviously our own website where we can list things for sale. We can sell through YouTube, we can sell through the forum, social media. We've got a higher sort of seller presence than most, so we can probably, release the cash in these a lot easier than most people can. So that's, I guess, my thoughts on it. If you are looking to get hold of large quantities of stuff like this, always consider how difficult it might be to sell, because that's one thing. I've said how relatively easy it is for us to be able to sell it, but can you imagine going through and listing every single individual mercury dime? Because if you want to get the best prices for every single one, perhaps selling them individually gets the best price, but then just here in this little kilo alone, we've got a whole bunch of them, and that would take an awful long time to sort through, sell, package, post, all of that jazz. So lots of things to consider. Now we're basically there with all of these dimes. Yeah, so those are all just bog standard regular dimes. Now I'm not at this time checking through those for specific dates and date runs and things like that. Maybe at some point we'll go through them and have a look, but at the moment they're just kind of all sitting in one great big pot, this one. So that's all the regular dimes done and dusted with. So we'll put the mercuries to one side. Now I did see some Standing Liberty quarters in here, which is exciting, and we will go through and have a look at some of the year dates in a moment. 1937, that might be something we need. It's an older one. 41, pretty sure most of these we've got already. The fairly common ones will just obviously be common, and it's the really rare ones that we're sort of looking for here. But yeah, what do you think, guys? What's your thoughts on this as an investment? I know it's very popular in the US to have kind of constitutional fractional silver. A lot of people say it will be. There's one of the Standing Liberties, very worn though. I don't even know, no year date on that at all. So I don't know if it's kind of the same deal here in the UK. I don't know how popular they are. I think they're pretty popular. When you see them go up for sale on the forum and stuff like that, people tend to jump on on sort of the fractional stuff if it's well priced. So again, I don't have any doubt that this would sell when the time came, but that's a much better one. Although the date is worn out pretty much on that. Look at that. If we can get it to focus. Pretty cool piece, but no date, so no idea how old that is. Looks pretty good on the back too. So yeah, I think we've got another one. Oh my gosh, we've got such heavily worn ones here today. Not good condition at all, but still very cool indeed. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on these just generally as an investment. I think they're pretty cool. I think they're fun, and of course cheap silver is cheap silver at the end of the day. So right, we'll go through those in a moment just for, oh, we've got another little pile for the dates that we need for the folder. Oh look, we've got a dime that we missed. And go from there. I know in America a lot of people will get these for basically protecting themselves against, you know, that collapse. So if you've got all of this fractional stuff, you can use it. Another one with the date pretty much worn off. It's funny that the date is almost well, it's completely gone. We can't see what date that is, but the so the rest of the coin is really kind of visible. Sorry, the camera is not picking it up very well here today. Come on, camera. Focus. We're going to focus. No, camera's really struggling in the light here today. I'm sorry, guys, but you guys hopefully can see that. Now then, half dollar wise, we've got some Kennedys. Well, I know we've got some Walking Liberties. We've got a Walking Liberty there. Some more Kennedys. We've got a Benji, a couple of Benjis, 3 Benjis, 4 Benjis, and 3 Walking Liberties. Right, let's try again with the camera to get these nice and in focus. So these are some of my favourite coins. There we go, nicely in focus. These are some of my favourite coins of all time. One of my very first ever coins was, or silver coins, was a Walking Liberty $half. It's a 1944, just like this one here. And it was given to me by my grandfather, which was always very nice to have and to remember. So there are some very, very cool looking coins as well. The Benjamin Franklin $half. Really like these. They're very, very attractive. And there you go, there's some nice selection of them there. Looking very nice as well, pretty good condition. If you can see the crack in the bell, apparently it's a pretty good condition coin. Oh, interesting colouring on the back of that one there. So yeah, pretty good finds all round for those. So let's pop, and then, I mean, Kennedys as well. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the Kennedys. All of you guys out there will look at them. I'll tell you what, this 1964 here though is pretty shiny. This one, don't know whether that's a proof or not. It would be really difficult to know. I don't actually know the difference between the proofs or not. But that's interesting. Potentially one to have a closer look at some point. So let's pop these into their tubes and then we can go through the quarters. So that's the JFKs. Here's the Benjis. And it's interesting that we've got quite a lot of Benjis out of this box. Or bag, I should say. You know, not very much difference at all there. Obviously there is quite a significant difference for the Walking Liberties, as you can see. But yeah, the Benjis are coming out quite nicely at the moment, which I think is really good. 4 Standing Liberty quarters, which is a really good haul actually for this particular batch. As you can see, we've only had like, what, 10? Maybe 10 in there already, so pretty good find. And then the Mercury dimes, getting quite a few of these coming in now. Really enjoying getting this nice big collection of them going. Might have to get a second tube at some point for those. Excellent. Right, let's have a look at the Washington Quarter folder. But before I do that, I'm going to put a little pause in here to go and wash my hands because they're all dirty and grimy. One of the horrible things of doing this. And if you've got a nice sort of book, you don't want to get it all, you know, all dirty and horrible. So bear with me, I'll be back in a second. Right then, just like that, we are back. And let's see, and now I saw a 1937, and I was right, we need that. So this one is a 1937 D. So this is another cool thing which, you know, I didn't really appreciate too much at the kind of outset of this whole purchasing adventure to get these pieces, but all the different mint marks are really exciting. So if we can see here underneath the eagle, underneath the leaves, just at the bottom there, you can see the little mint mark. That's where it is on these quarters, and that is a D for Denver. So we can see in here, this is 7.2 million minted, which is fairly low compared with the 37 regular, but the 37S 1.7 million minted, that is going to be a hard one to find. But nevertheless, we can stick that one in there. So let's, what's probably the best way of doing this? Let's lay that one out like that. Tell you what, let's put that there. And then let's lay this one out here. And then I can see them all. You won't be able to see them all, unfortunately, on camera, but I'll be able to see, and then I'll show you when we get new ones to go in. So we've got 1952, yeah, we got that one. 46. 46D we are after, and this is a 46 regular, so that is a no. And 46S we're after as well. 44. In fact, I don't know what the best way of doing this is. I'm not that well versed in doing all the coin hunting, I have to say. So 61s we've got, 42 we've got, I believe. Yes, the 42s we are fine with. 63 I know we're fine with. 64 I know we're fine with. 44 I'm pretty sure we're all good, although we need a 44S, and this is a 44 regular, so nothing there. Right, let me just get a bunch into my hand and then we can go through this a bit faster. Any tips and hints on how to go through these a little faster on camera would be much appreciated. Maybe I should have written a list of what I need ahead of time, I don't know. 64, no, 48. So 48, yeah, we're all sorted for 48s. 52, all sorted. 44, all sorted. Oh no, again 44S we're after. No, 44 regular. 42, all sorted. 1950. I need a 1950S, and this is a 1950D, so unfortunately nothing going on that one. We have here a 64. 53 is all done. 42 is all done. 38. Aha, 38 is probably a good one. Now this one is nothing. No mint mark on there at the bottom. Don't know if you guys can catch that on the camera. Not going to focus, but you can take my word for it. There's nothing in there, so it's a 1938 blank, and that is going in there. Then we've got 1930. Oh, that's an interesting one. The date is so worn on there that we can't quite tell where or what year that is from. Get that to focus. Can't tell that year. I think it looks like it could be a 9, but it could also be an 8. So I'm going to put that one to one side. We'll maybe have another look at that at a closer time. 1950S we're after. This is a 1950D, so nothing coming on there. 47. Oh, we need a couple of 47s. 47, this is a regular, so nothing going there. You can see some of the mintages on here. I don't know if that one's on camera, if we move it just a bit. 15 million, 12 points, the 22.6 million, so there's plenty of mintages on a lot of these. 63, 63, 64, 51, all sorted on 51s. 1940, we need a 1940D, this is a regular, nothing going there. 63, 64, 44S we're after, nope. 54, we're all done. 43, 1943, we're all done. 64, 41, all done. 64. Let me know, guys, if you enjoy these coin hunting videos and the ramblings on coin hunting. I quite enjoy going through them. It's something different, isn't it? And it's certainly different from my old day job of sitting at a desk, being bored. 1945, nothing. 52 we've got. 63, 64, 59 I believe we were all sorted on. 56 we're all sorted on. 64. 1946. We need a 46D and a 46S. Ah, we've got a 1946S. Excellent. Another one to go into the book. Is that going to show up on camera? Come on, camera. It's really struggling with the light here today, I'm afraid. Come on. You know you want to. There we go. 1946. S. Excellent. So that goes into here. 4.2 million. That is a low mintage. Excellent stuff. Very happy with that. Right, let's continue. 64, we're all done. 42, 1942, we're all done. 64 again. You can see that a lot of 64s and 63s, they were incredibly common. The mintage over here, 700 million, which is quite a lot more than some of the other coins that we've got on this in these books to go through. 44 all sorted. So if anybody's got a full run of these, it'd be really interesting to know, because they are really shaping up quite nicely in this folder. I think they look fantastic. Right, we've got our last little handful to go through. And I don't know quite what if there's any particular years which are worth an awful lot more than others. It'd be interesting to know. I don't really know too much about these. It's something I really should do a lot more research on. 64, 61 all sorted. Basically anything higher than 55 we're all done. So we don't need to even look. Oh, 1937, and that is a 1937D. So we've got 2 of those in today's batch, which is very interesting. So that's basically a duplicate, so off it goes. 1944, need 1944S, that's a blank. 64, 1944, 1945 we're all sorted on. 43, all sorted on. 64 and 1960. So there we go. That is all of the quarters in today's kilo. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please put a thumbs up on it and share it around on your social media. That would be very helpful. Otherwise, subscribe if you've not done so already for future videos, and have a fantastic weekend. Thank you all for watching, and please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.